This is the Tamron 28 to 75mm f2.8 Di3 VXD G2. And yes, I know that's a very long name, but this lens is awesome. In the type of cinematography that I do, I'm constantly changing environments, subjects, or styles of shooting. So for me, it's important, if not imperative, that I be able to adjust something or shoot something at the drop of a hat. Because of that, I usually keep my daily camera bag pretty simple. Now this is not a what's in my camera bag video, but just to give you some perspective, here's a list of what I usually carry with me on a daily basis. A camera, a lens, a mic, and batteries. And that's it. Most of the time I'm either doing event coverage, B-roll for a company, small interviews, or other run and gun style setups. Now of course if I'm doing a bigger interview or commercial shoot, then I will bring some lighting and grip equipment with me, but pretty much I'm ready to just grab my bag and go with whatever's in my backpack on a day-to-day basis. And that leads me to this guy. I bought this lens back in January because I wanted to get a good all-in-one lens that gave me decent low light performance, a good shallow depth of field for interviews, and didn't break the bank. This obviously ruled out the G Master option, which is an amazing lens, but costs more than double the alternatives, those being Sigma and Tamron. I did some research into these two lenses, but ultimately relied on my knowledge from when I worked at a camera store to make my decision. Now both companies make an amazing lens, but I ultimately decided to go with the Tamron because of their amazing support network, 6-year warranty, and I tend to feel that the Sigmas are just a little too sharp for my liking. It's almost a little too sterile. Now this is completely subjective, so if you are looking at comparing the two lenses, I would definitely recommend checking out a couple more YouTube videos for a little bit more of an unbiased opinion before you make your decision. Now that's not to say that the Tamron lens isn't sharp. I mean, look at this interview I shot. That's pretty sharp, but I tend to feel like I'm achieving a more natural sharpness as opposed to the sterile sharpness that I feel like I get with Sigma lenses. This lens has really done it all for me. I've used it for interviews, food, automotive, a wedding. Pretty much every project I've worked on for the last 6 or 7 months, this lens has been on my camera. Aside from this video, of course, which is being shot on a 35mm 1.4 G Master lens. I have not run into a project that this lens couldn't handle. But it's not perfect. The only issue I've run into with this lens is that sometimes, and I mean a very little amount of times, the focus will need to hunt when there's not a clear subject in frame. This really only happened to me when I was shooting motorcycles and I was trying to get the logo on the gas tank, but because of the curvature of the gas tank and the way that we were shooting, it just had to hunt a little bit longer than I would have liked it to. Also, I know it would make for a bigger lens, but I would prefer to have all of the movement be internal on the lens when I zoom in and zoom out. That way when I'm balancing on a gimbal, it's a little bit more steady. Overall, this is an amazing lens, and at just $799 USD compared to the G Master, which is around $24.99 USD, you really can't go wrong with putting this lens in your everyday kit. That's all from me. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button down below, subscribe because I'm asking very nicely, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bye!